If you like Cuomo, unsubscribe from my channel and go fuck yourself. Well, I promised I'd comment on this because, yet again, Cuomo's fucked New York. You know, I'm really getting sick of this virus shit. I really am. Like, the numbers do not support the additional efforts. We're not losing any more people than we do in a bad flu season. And I'm just really getting sick of people tribalizing and just, it's insane. It's completely insane. New York State and New York City in particular are becoming shitholes. This is a state where I grew up. I remember what it was like during some of the better times. Cuomo has been running the state into the ground for quite some time, but since the pandemic, he is really fucking running the shit into the fucking ground. Like, he's doing it in a lot quicker time frame than most governors have to destroy a state. So what's got me pissed off now, you might be asking? Well, as you know, I worked at Singer's, and I'm still casually employed there, as in I can fill in if they need me to. And for absolutely no understandable reason, they have decided to enact additional rules on bars and entertainment venues. So they came out and said, no ticketed music events of any kind. And you can't advertise music events, or he will use the state liquor authority to shut you down. So that pretty much destroys most businesses, particularly in the summer, which were perfectly capable of adhering to the stupid bar rules. You gotta wear a mask when you get up, but when you sit down, there's this magic fucking shield that comes over you and you can't fucking transmit or receive the virus. Look, if you're going to a fucking bar, 9 times out of 10, you understand the risk and have assessed the risk. And when you look at the data for New York, aside from all the fucking nursing home killing that Cuomo accomplished in his fucking career, aside from that, we're in, it's been like this for almost 3 months now, where the numbers have been minimal. Despite this gradual reopening, we have not seen a spike in cases. We have not seen a spike in deaths. We have not seen a spike in hospitalizations. During which time we've had BLM protests, which have fucking had all kinds of not social distancing. Guess must mean them cloth masks work really well, eh? So we have the mask mandate, which is bad enough. We have insane rules around bars and restaurants. Very low capacity. It's crippling these businesses, and many of them are going to end up closing permanently. We've alienated pretty much anyone wealthy enough to escape New York is doing so and not coming back. So now New York City in particular is going to end up like Detroit. Remember way back when, during the housing crisis period, and then when they lost the auto industry and Detroit went bankrupt? New York City is going to go bankrupt. They're losing their tax base. They're not going to be able to support the infrastructure that is in place financially for the city. And also when you take into account all of the small businesses that are being choked to death and everything else, you're going to end up with a big city filled with crime, poverty, and it's disturbingly going to be bad. And when you look out on the West Coast, you can actually find examples of where this has already taken place. Skyrocketing homelessness, piss and shit all over the place, crime through the roof. And then when you throw into this defund the police bullshit and all of that, you have a big place of I don't want to fucking ever go there. And I won't fucking go there anymore. That's it. I've already crossed a few cities off my list of places I'll go, including in this truck. And New York City is now right up there. You know, unless they fix this shit, I ain't going there. Plain and simple. Hey, they don't like it, they can fire me, I'll go somewhere else. That's it. I'll go somewhere that never requires me to go there and work. I got no problem with that. I'm set up in such a way that working in a truck is optional for me. So let's recap what Cuomo has done. Murdered thousands, in my opinion, with his policy of putting infected patients in nursing homes, murdered thousands of elderly people, while at the same time not allowing their loved ones to visit them, or, you know, so these are people that died alone, miserable, and it's horrible. He has slow-rolled the reopening of New York to the point where it's left many businesses unable to sustain themselves. It was so long that even the holdouts, the people that wanted to hold out till they could just fully reopen, they just couldn't wait any longer. So, and we have a $16 billion deficit in New York State right now, and that is going to continue to grow because we're chasing out all the wealthy taxpayers. Who do you think creates jobs? Do you think jobs just grow on fucking trees? Does Cuomo create jobs? He's destroying a ton of jobs. He might create some jobs building a bridge or paving the fucking road here and there, but for the most part, all I see him doing is taking away jobs. He's installing electronic tolling all over the place, so the toll booth workers are going to be fucked. You know, schools aren't going to reopen completely that I'm aware of. And fucking, so you're going to have teachers without jobs. You're going to have, it's getting downright ridiculous what he's done to New York. So the latest thing, you know, continuing with the recap, fucking, we had the whole stupid rules around restaurants and particularly bars. He has a fucking, despite leaving liquor stores open as essential businesses the entire fucking pandemic, he somehow has something against you going to the bar. And even bars that follow all the rules, followed the capacity rules, and singers did that. They did that. They have the social distancing. They sanitize the mics. They put the little covers over shit. You're practically isolated when you fucking sing. You can't have people come up on stage with you anymore. The capacity has been reduced seriously to the point where there was cover charge to help reduce capacity and also a reservation system. So you can't even fucking go to the bar. But it turns out that enough people in New York are scared that we couldn't, you know, they had to forego that reservation system. She was following the rules better than any establishment I've seen all over this country. And then all of a sudden, Cuomo, in addition to saying no ticketed music events and all of this shit, while opening bowling alleys and gyms at the same time, so you can go pound and fuckmaster all day, but you can't do what you were already able to do, and that's go to the karaoke bar, you know, make a reservation or you know, social distance, all of that. Wear your mask. And I've been to singers since then. You wear your fucking mask. Everybody will fucking tell you, put your mask on when you get up. You know, not because they were afraid of the virus, because that's fucking Cuomo's fucking rule. They know that if you don't wear your mask when you get up out of your fucking chair, that the state liquor authority is going to come and shut the shit down. So you did so not because you were afraid of the virus. You did it because if you don't do it, Emperor Cuomo's going to come shut your business down with the power of the state liquor authority, which is fucking ridiculously stupid and bad. And I think that these businesses really need to get together and, pitch in and do some crowdfunding and get the fucking high-powered lawyer and go put an end to this Cuomo horse shit. Because it's fucking bullshit. So all of a sudden he decides, in addition to all of this, that, wow, you can't do karaoke at all anymore. No live bands, no ticketed events, and no karaoke. Even though for the past month or two, it's been allowed since the reopening. Since they finally got to that phase of the reopening where bars could open, now you can't, what was it? You had to get food to drink, and no chicken wings aren't food, according to Cuomo. And it's just all of this shit. And there are some establishments that said fuck it, and they just ran their business. Now, that pissed Cuomo off. You're not listening to me. So his solution is to make more restrictions and to just punish everyone. Instead of the individual establishments that violated his edict, because a lot of police departments and local county executives are like, we're not enforcing this, so fuck you, Cuomo. So now he's sending the state liquor authority in as some kind of secret fucking state police to come in and shut down and punish businesses. What kind of fucking country are we living in now? Why are you motherfuckers putting up with this shit? I don't get it. It's angering. The Constitution is being destroyed. You can't peaceably assemble anymore, but you can go protest all fucking day. Does anybody not acknowledge the hypocrisy of this shit? How long are we gonna put up with it? I'm not putting up with it. I'm fucking getting the hell out of there. I'm not gonna be part of Cuomo's tax base anymore. All right? I'll go visit my friends and family that are somehow still able to survive there, but for the time being, I'm not going to be the one paying the bills for all the stupid shit that Cuomo does. All right? And I'm one of the people leaving. All right? A lot of people are leaving and taking their ball and going to the better states that aren't doing all of this to small business, that aren't taking away all these rights. But yet, you still see the apologists for fucking Cuomo. I'm sure I'll get a couple of them in my fucking comments. And you know what? Fuck you. There's no justification for it. Not even nationwide. Our death rate has been constant, not rising, despite people going to Sturgis and doing all of this shit that you see people are bitching about. And look at that. Yeah, the infection rate's a little high in some places, but overall the death rate has been constant or low. And definitely not worth justifying the draconian destruction of our constitutional fucking rights to peaceably assemble, to take care of our own medical needs. We have to wear fucking masks if you go anywhere anymore. And that's in most states, not just fucking New York. So when he gets up and he does his little fucking briefings all the time, and he starts out with all this good news about the numbers, and then follows up, we're gonna beat the shit out of you, but we can't go back. We can't go back to where we were, so here's some more rules. How fucking long? How fucking long do we do this for? Is there no point where we say, okay, this is as good as we're gonna get? Can we restart the economy? Can we bring jobs back? Can we stop being fucking stupid? The things that he has done to New York have been so dumb for the economy that they have to be intentional. There's no way all of these politicians are this stupid. And I believe it's corruption That's my opinion. I believe they're driving down the property values. They're driving down all of these fucking things. They're emptying out all these buildings. So somebody, probably somebody that's really good friends with them, can come in and buy up all this shit. And then once they buy up all this shit, Cuomo will declare that we're done. We're good. We completely gutted the entire state and reduced all our values and meet this huge fucking deficit. Well, I'm going to go retire now with all the money that these companies that got to buy up all this shit fucking give me. So, yeah, we're good. Thank you. You know, but stay out of them fucking bars, you pieces of shit. Stay home. Work your 70-hour week and then you don't do shit for the rest of your fucking day. Nope, you can't go to the park either, because at least not with any more than, you know, you got to wear your fucking mask while you're bicycling and shit. What the fuck? Stop it. And for those of you who are in New York, some of whom are my friends, at least they were before they saw this video, stop allowing this. Do not vote for these motherfuckers. Do not fucking justify that they're doing. And here's the argument I see the most from the people that just won't realize it's not the fucking virus doing this. It is that dickhead in the fucking governor's mansion that is destroying your ability to go out, to have fun, to gather with your friends and family, to do all of the things that you should be allowed to do under the Constitution of the United States. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness type shit. Well, fuck that. You're going to work and you're going to stay in your house and watch the fear-mongering fucking mainstream media all day, and that's all you're allowed to do anymore. You might want to, you can go to a restaurant. We didn't close them, but it's not going to be fun for you. And a lot of them are going to go out of business because they can't put asses in seats. That's a lot of these restaurants had to have these huge capacities to support their thin profit margin. So when you're operating at 50% capacity and then you throw a nice healthy dose of fucking virus fear on top of that, and they can barely fucking survive. They're laying off motherfuckers left and right. Jobs are disappearing because small businesses are disappearing. So everybody's going to go work their 12-hour shift at the fucking Amazon warehouse or at the fucking Walmart, and that's all that you're going to have for employment, because all these other small businesses are going to fucking die if Cuomo doesn't stop. And he's not stopping. So at what point do we say enough is enough? How long? Write it in the comments for all you fucking virus mask wearing motherfuckers that are afraid. How long do we go? Till we get our mandatory vaccine? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're waiting for? And that'll somehow mysteriously start all this? Or is it after the election? I don't know. Stop being dumb. This is my plea to my fellow New Yorkers. I'm leaving you. I'm sorry I can't be a New Yorker anymore. Grew up there, been there most of my life, you know, but I've gotten out and I've seen the rest of the country and I've seen all the other states and how they're doing things. I've seen all the different economies out there, and New York is by far the worst of the fucking bunch. Well, I don't know. It's a contest. I think there's a pissing contest between California, Oregon, and, you know, Washington and New York in terms of who can fuck up their state the most. But we're not far, you know, we're probably not first place. Honestly, I think California is first place for fucking up. But something's got to give. Something's got to change, or you're going to have a shithole of a state. And New York could be great. It could. New York has a lot of resources, has a diverse landscape. You have rural areas, you have fucking wilderness areas, and you have the fucking biggest city in the country. And somehow we're going to just run all that into the ground. You know? And it upsets me. This was an angry rant video. I promised you an angry rant video. No karaoke anymore in New York. I might be a little biased there. I love karaoke. How much time, energy, and money do you think I'm going to spend? One of the few reasons I still go back to Syracuse, aside from my friends and family, as far as entertainment goes, is I like to hike, and the Adirondacks is still decent, and I like karaoke, and you're taking one of those things away. The chances of seeing a live band were already dismal in New York. And I know a lot of creative people who are in bands who are going to suffer as a result of that as well. It's time to fucking fight. Stand up to this motherfucker. Yeah, there's a $10,000 fine. Yeah, you might have to go to fucking court. But if you band together with all the other people getting fucked, because he's fucking everybody right now, if you all grouped up and said, enough, motherfucker, and you said it in a legal liability kind of way, then he would stop. That's the only thing stop. He doesn't care about getting elected. He doesn't even care if his party gets elected. He is sitting at the top, and somebody has probably offered him a whole hell of a lot of money to do this. I don't know who. That's a conspiracy theory. That's my fucking opinion. It's my tinfoil hat shit. But I guarantee you, after this is all over and New York State is in ruins, along with New York City being virtually uninhabitable, you're going to still see the Cuomo family smiling pretty. And they'll leave us with a wrath of shit in New York State. And given the amount of fucking high taxes that we have there, do you really think you want to spend money on these fuckers? If you can get out, now's the time. If you can find a better state to live in, I'm telling you, you might want to do it. Because things are going to be bad for a long time. Already as a result of what Cuomo has done. But if it continues, if we don't stop this fucking train from hitting the fucking brick wall, New York State is done. It's going to become a shithole. And it will take 20 to 30 years, time I don't have, to get back to good or normal. There's this whole New York Fat Fest that he posts in his fucking speeches is horse shit. New York is becoming a shithole. It's on its way to bankruptcy, and the rich are already leaving. And the middle class are already leaving. So who does that leave? That leaves poor people. And those poor people are going to be dependent on a bankrupt government. So what happens when they can't afford to give you food stamps? What happens when they can't afford the housing anymore? Or they put you in them zombie buildings with nobody to take care of them? What happens to the quality of life? Well, I'll tell you what happens because I fucking seen it. In fucking California, it's already happened in a lot of places. Mainly because people can't afford to live with the middle class and the rich in there. So they're in tents on their fucking overpasses, all along sidewalks, all along the fucking highway. Big Sanford and Son looking camps of drugs and insecurity. Is that what we want? Is that where New York wants to go? Because that is the path New York is on, thanks to Cuomo. Sorry, it fucking overheated. So, Cuomo sucks. Cuomo, you're a piece of shit. I hope something bad happens to you. You don't need to be... I hope you suffer the way a lot of people in New York are suffering because of what you've done. I really do. I wish you the same pain that you're inflicting on hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people in New York State. Not to mention you're taking 10% of the fucking GDP of the entire country down with you. So those of you not living in New York, you're getting affected by this. Just saying, economy-wise. And for those of you apologists who are like, well, if everybody would just follow the rules, then this would all go back to normal and everybody'd be happy. Really? You did follow the rules, motherfuckers. You were one of the most compliant states I've visited during this entire pandemic, and right now tourism's dead. We can't forget that because he's got that 14 fucking day quarantine still in place for people traveling for pretty much any fucking other state that's not New York at this point. And he's got checkpoints all around. If you fly into New York, you're fucked. Because they'll throw out these fucking questionnaires that way invade your privacy, and they'll be checking you and asking you where you're going, who you're going to stay with, where, all of that. So these contact tracers can come and fucking, basically his secret fucking police can come and fucking lock you up if you're not following the quarantine rules. You think tourists are signing up for that? Yeah, let's go to New York. Let's get the kids, honey. Come on. New York's great right now. We can go and tour the homeless infested fucking streets of New York City and hopefully not get shot or mugged or fucking have our shit broken into or stolen. Yeah, let's go there. But we got to sit in a room for 14 days by ourselves when we get there, because we can afford that. I don't see anything about paying for any of that shit. Yeah, New York is a great place to fucking visit right now. And what happens to all the hotel industries and the tourist industries and all the fucking touristy shit? It goes to shit. Nobody comes here. All right? Tourism income gone, which means jobs gone, which means people unemployed, begging for the fucking unemployment check, which Cuomo just fucking said, no, we're not going to take fucking Trump's money. Sorry, no, it would be too inconvenient for us to give you Trump's money because we have to cough up $100 of it. Yeah, well, the alternative would be stop with the fucking bullshit and open everything back up. Keep your mask mandate. Keep your stupid shit for the social distancing and all of these unnecessary fucking rules at this point. But don't strangle the business like you are and change the rules this late in the game when there's no justifiable statistical reason for you to do this other than your fear of we might have a second wave. Well, guess what? That's already happening. All right? There's going to be multiple waves of this. We got flu season coming up, and we're going to have COVID season alongside of it. Congratulations. Are you going to lock us down for the next 2 fucking years? Is that what y'all want in New York? Do you want this to continue for the next 2 years? Because we're scared to live our lives? Well, stay home then. But let the rest of us get back to normal. All right? Enough is enough. The media isn't even hardly covering COVID anymore. So, why are we still afraid? Why are we still making new bullshit fucking lockdown rules? When the problem is pretty much not getting worse. It's getting better as we become more immune. And don't get me started. If you do enough homework on this, you'll find that we probably already had a good significant portion of the population that is immune to it to begin with. Before all of this even started, they were already immune to it because they were immune they developed antibodies based on previous coronaviruses. Nobody thought of that, huh? Some of the coronaviruses that have been floating around are 60% of the fucking genetic material that this one is. So if we developed antibodies to that, then we got antibodies to this. But, the fuck do I know? I'm just a guy in a truck who's gone to every state, 48 states. I haven't been to Alaska and Hawaii during the pandemic. I've been through every state, literally every state. I've seen what every state is doing, and they're all doing different shit. A lot of them got together on this mass shit, but that's because corporations are pushing it too. When's enough, Cuomo? Huh? You piece of shit motherfucking bastard. And for anybody who's like apologizing for him or trying to blame these bars that weren't listening or these jurisdictions that weren't enforcing it, fuck you. All right? Fuck you. Because there was no need for it. When you look at what happened with Sturgis, yeah, we had some new cases. Not a lot, like 1 or 2 got hospitalized out of Sturgis. 250,000 motherfuckers were there. They weren't wearing masks, by the way. I was there. I didn't go into Sturgis, by the way. I didn't feel like it. But there was plenty of bikers running around, and they didn't give shits about masks, except maybe while they were driving so they didn't get bugs in their mouth. Where's the big headlines? I expect it. It's a couple weeks later, right? So we should be having all kinds of death and mayhem and destruction because of that, right? Didn't happen. And you're not hearing about it. You heard about some new cases. Well, new cases are irrelevant versus the fucking hospitalization and death rate. We're not seeing a spike 2 weeks later. Isn't that the average incubation time or what have you? But no one wants to acknowledge that. There are some people that just want to cling that the government has got their best interests in mind, especially the Democrats. They're like, oh, no, our governor can't do no wrong. He's a Democrat. If I admit that he's doing something wrong, then that pokes a hole in my whole tribalistic outlook on life. Well, that's going to destroy us. Congratulations, you're part of the problem if that is your line of thinking. If you are willing to defend everybody in your tribalistic side of the party, regardless of whether or not they're right or wrong, there's no infallible on either any fucking political party. There's people that are extreme, there's people that are stupid, there's all kinds of bullshit goes on within a political party, but for you to exonerate all the bad shit in your party means you're part of the problem, all right? If you're not individualistically thinking enough to go, hey, I'm a Democrat, but what Cuomo just did is stupid and fucked up, and for you to raise your hand and say, hey, that's not cool within your own fucking party, then you're part of the problem. All right? So to all the Democrats I just pissed off with this video, I'm a libertarian, by the way. I'm not even on the Trump. There's a lot of fucked up shit Republicans do. But if I had to pick right now between the fucking two evils, which seems to be how we still set up our entire system, instead of voting on people based on their policies and merits. No, you got one party that says the other party sucks. So those are your choices right now, because the one party that's saying the other party sucks isn't offering any fucking solutions to anything. Nope, no policies, nothing like that. No, we're going to do this, other than we're going to make your life more miserable and you're going to wear masks nationwide and we're going to do another shutdown. That's the only thing the Democrats seem to be offering. And then you got the other party saying, oh, well, we're just doing what we always do. Who do you think people are going to vote for this November? I have a funny feeling I know how the election's going to go. Just saying, from everything I've heard and the things I've seen out here, you've got Trump stores and shit. You've got people on bridges and overpasses waving Trump signs. I've been there. In states like fucking Minnesota, I saw that. So, yes. I don't like politics. I've never liked politics, by the way. I'm calling Cuomo out not because he's a Democrat. I'm calling Cuomo out because he's a piece of shit. Don't defend a piece of shit and expect me to respect your political beliefs. There is nothing good that Cuomo's done. Name good shit Cuomo has done in the comments below. I look forward to it. Tell me the good policies that have benefited New York, that have kept us from fucking poverty, from fucking constant fleeing of manufacturers over the years. And to the point where we become a service and tourist state more than anything else, because they's chased out and made unfriendly for large manufacturers to, even fucking Amazon got chased out of New York by everybody's favorite fucking Ocasio-Cortez. Remember that? Where's the good? All right? And guess what? You can't help poor and disenfranchised people if you don't take care of your state and businesses and small businesses and large businesses within your state. You can't do it. You're going to have a bunch of people dependent on the government and committing crimes because they're poor. Fix it. It's really easy. If you build the economy up, it trickles down. It makes everybody fucking a productive member of society to have something worth fighting for within the state. That's going away. And you're going to have a bunch of people dependent on the government for basic survival and needs. And when you have that environment, you're going to have skyrocketing crime. And then you tell everybody they can't have fun on top of that, or they'll go to fucking jail and get a $10,000 fine. How do you think this plays out, New York? Be honest with yourself and be honest with what Cuomo is doing to New York. Cuomo is destroying New York, and his buddy de Blasio is probably even worse. I can't even tell who's worse at times. I think de Blasio's a little worse, but Cuomo's letting it happen, so might as well be Cuomo. Well, what the fuck do I know anyway? I'm not an expert. I'm just an asshole out here on the road, getting away from as much of this shit as I can. I haven't left the truck in, 4 days now? Ever since I got the new truck, other than putting gas in it. I think I went into one truck stop briefly in the entire 4 days. I'm out of food now. I have to fucking go to Walmart in the near future. So there's that. But my next home time's in New York. I'm an essential worker, so thankfully I don't have to quarantine, and that's because of Cuomo's hypocritical behavior when he went down to the southern states and they came back and the reporters were like, well, shouldn't you fucking quarantine? He was like, no, because I'm essential. Yeah, essential. Apparently fucking up your state is an essential job. Bullshit. I think the state would run 10 times better if you fucking went on a 14-day quarantine. You fucking piece of shit Cuomo motherfucker. Anyways, if you like my shit and you want me to make more shit, please like, subscribe, hit the fucking bell. Unless you fucking like Cuomo, then you can fuck right the hell off my channel. I don't want to see you here. I don't want you in my comments. I'm done. I'm done with people that want to give Cuomo the big hand job. I'm sorry. No. With the Cuomo shit. All right? If you like Cuomo, I don't want you in my community as far as YouTube. Just because I'm done. I'm done with hearing people try to justify this motherfucker. He's a piece of shit. I don't know how much clearer I can make. I made a fucking song about it. You're going to hear it at the end of this video if you haven't heard it already. But, all right, I'm triggered. I'm sorry. This motherfucker's hurting my friends and family with his policies. Needlessly, given New York's numbers and infection rate and hospitalization rate and death rate currently. He already killed a bunch of people. Seems to have slowed down on that, which is good. I'll take it. It's better than continuing to kill hundreds of thousands of people. So much so that New York is still second place in per capita death for the entire fucking virus, by the way. So that's how good Cuomo. You're New York smart. We're smart and tough. Yeah, we can handle all kinds of people getting killed off in New York. No other state other than New Jersey, which is practically a suburb of fucking New York City. No other state has passed us. I don't count New Jersey. I'm sorry if you're from Jersey, but let's face it. Jersey's a bunch of people that commute to New York most of the time, or they commute to Philly. Or they like to gamble at an AC, but there's all of that. Let's just fucking get done with this, all right? Enough is enough. We blew up, the media has been fear-mongering for so long that people aren't clicking coronavirus shit anymore in the news. You want to know what that means? That means they're not going to cover it as much as you saw. Unless we start clicking again, they'll throw a little, they're like, oh, we got a story about it, somebody not wearing a mask and died in the ICU. Here we go. Oh, they didn't bite. Fuck. Well, let's just go over here and cover politics again. That's what I see in my feed now, is a bunch of politics, one or two COVID stories here or there, and it really seems like the media is pulling back again, like they did when the riots happened, and then they went back to COVID, and all of a sudden we're all wearing masks. That's the only thing that changed, by the way. The infections were always going to happen. Remember at the beginning when Cuomo said, hey, it's not about stopping the spread of the virus. It's about slowing and flattening the curve. You remember that? Well, now it's about stopping and spreading the virus, which is fucking possible. Even with masks, motherfuckers. You can't stop it. And they didn't. The curve happened. It was fucking insane in the beginning, and we were masked up like motherfuckers with everything shut down in New York. Yet the curve still happened. But he wants to claim victory. I argue that curve would have happened regardless of his actions, because we've seen places where those actions didn't get taken, and they had the exact same fucking curve. New York didn't do anything special or right, because the exact same thing played out in places where we didn't have draconian lockdowns. Same curve, same death rate spike, everything else. The reason we had so many deaths in New York, obviously, is we have a dense population in New York City. But it's the same fucking curve that played out regardless of the policies of a given state. And now the fear-mongering has just got people are just beat down now. People are just wearing their masks, half-assed, a lot of them, hanging off their nose. I can't tell you how many people I see pull the mask down that are working and they're talking to you. I've had people while I'm sitting there, Now, granted, I'm one of the under-the-nose motherfuckers when I get told to wear a mask to go in. And I have to get told, the sign on the door isn't enough. Someone has to say, hey, you got your mask? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, fucking, yeah, it's very protective piece of cloth I got here off of a bra cap. I even had a friend put it on as a bra. It's pretty funny because it works. It has the underwire thingy in it. It's great. So, yeah, I'll keep wearing the bra on my face to get into businesses that I absolutely have to. But I'm still going to favor states that I don't have to do that in. And they're going to get a lot of my revenue. So keep that in mind. All right, that's enough ranting. I'd gone a while. I hadn't done a fucking rant video in a while, so thanks for hanging out. But that's it for this video. I'm on my way to Ohio and then probably Illinois after that. Have a nice motherfucking day. And shit. Fucking Cuomo. Wouldn't it be great if the entire state legislature and the governor were voted out in November? Just saying. Not to mention that fucking dumbass mayor of New York City. Get him the hell out of there. Don't let this shit go unpunished, or you're going to ask for more of it. And then at that point, if I don't see a big change in New York government-wise in November, then you deserve everything that's happening. Just saying. It's not our fault. The people that believe in freedom, that you've ostracized. No, it's your own votes that led you here, by the way. And I didn't vote for that motherfucker, I'll tell you that. Have a nice motherfucking day and shit.
shit, piece of 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 shit.